August 6th, 1945. 8:15 a.m. A clear blue sky over a peaceful Japanese city. No warning, no sirens, no time to run. Then, a flash brighter than the sun. In less than 1 second, an entire city begins to disappear. Not damaged, not attacked, erased. This is the story of the only time in human history when nuclear weapons were used on cities. And how, in just 3 days, the world changed forever. To understand Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you have to go back to a world already drowning in chaos. World War II had been raging for nearly 6 years. Europe was in ruins. Millions were dead. Entire nations had collapsed. But in the Pacific, the war was different. The United States and Japan were locked in a brutal fight. Island by island, battle by battle. And Japan wasn't backing down. Even when defeat seemed inevitable, they kept fighting. Not surrendering wasn't just strategy. It was belief, honor over survival. The atomic bomb didn't begin as a weapon. It began as a fear. In 1939, scientists discovered something terrifying. Atoms could be split, releasing massive energy. If controlled, this could change the world. If weaponized, it could destroy it. American scientists grew worried. What if Nazi Germany built this first? What if Hitler got his hands on a weapon capable of wiping out entire cities? That fear led to a secret program. A program so classified, even the vice president didn't know about it. It was called the Manhattan Project. Deep in the deserts of New Mexico, behind barbed wire and armed guards, thousands of scientists worked in silence. They weren't building a bigger bomb. They were building something humanity had never seen before. A weapon powered by the core of matter itself, the atomic bomb. They worked day and night. No leaks, no headlines, no public knowledge. And then, July 16th, 1945. The first test. A blinding explosion lit up the desert. One scientist later described it like this: "It felt like we had become destroyers of worlds." At that moment, there was no going back. Now the United States had the most powerful weapon ever created. But one question remained: should it be used? Japan was still fighting. American forces had taken heavy losses in battles like Iwo Jima and Okinawa. Hundreds of thousands of American soldiers could die. Maybe more. And millions of Japanese. So the idea formed: end the war instantly, with one weapon. President Harry Truman faced the decision, not as a scientist, not as a general, but as the man who had to choose how the war would end. And he chose to use the bomb. August 6th, 1945. A B-29 bomber named Enola flies toward Hiroshima. Inside, a single bomb, nicknamed Little Boy. Below, the city is waking up. Children going to school, workers heading to jobs, families starting their day. At 8:15 a.m., the bomb is released. It falls silently for 43 seconds. Then, flash. A light so intense, it blinds everything. Temperatures reach hotter than the surface of the sun. People near the center don't even feel pain. They are gone instantly. Buildings evaporate. Steel melts. glass turns into liquid. A massive shockwave tears through the city. Homes collapse. People are thrown through the air. Fires ignite everywhere. In seconds, Hiroshima becomes a burning nightmare. Those who survived the blast wish they hadn't. Skin hangs from bodies. Burns cover everything. People wander, silent, shocked, broken. Water becomes the only thing they want, but rivers are filled with bodies. And then comes something even more terrifying. Black rain. Dark, radioactive rain falling from the sky, poisoning everything it touches. No one understands what's happening. There are no doctors left, no hospitals, no help. Just pain and silence. After Hiroshima, the world paused. Japan was shocked, but still, no surrender. Some leaders wanted to keep fighting. They believed one attack didn't mean defeat. The United States waited, but not for long. August 9th, 1945. Another bomber approaches Japan. This time, the target changes last minute. Clouds cover the original city. So the plane moves to Nagasaki. Below, another city unaware of what's coming. The bomb, Fat Man, is dropped. Again, silence. Then, flash. Another city destroyed. Mountains around Nagasaki reduce some damage. But the destruction is still massive. Thousands die instantly. Thousands more suffer. History repeats itself, but this time, the message is clear. Japan could no longer continue. Two cities gone. Unimaginable destruction. A weapon they couldn't defend against. On August 15th, 1945, Japan announced its surrender. World War II was over. After 6 years, millions of deaths, countless tragedies. It ended in silence. Numbers don't tell the full story. Yes, over 200,000 people died. But behind every number was a life, a child, a parent, a friend. Survivors, known as hibakusha, lived with the consequences. Radiation sickness, cancer, lifelong trauma. Some were rejected by society. Others never spoke about what they saw, because how do you explain something like that? How do you describe a moment when your entire world disappears? Even today, people argue, was it necessary? Did it save lives by ending the war quickly? Or was it too much, too extreme, too inhuman? Some say it prevented a larger invasion. Others say it targeted civilians. There is no simple answer, only perspectives and pain. After Hiroshima and Nagasaki, everything changed. Nuclear weapons became the ultimate power. Countries raced to build their own. A new kind of fear was born. Not fear of war, but fear of total destruction. Because now humanity knew we had the power to end ourselves. Hiroshima and Nagasaki are not just history, they are warnings. Reminders of what happens when power goes too far. When war crosses a line that should never be crossed. Two bombs, two cities. Hundreds of thousands of lives, and one question that still echoes today. If we had the power to destroy the world once, what's stopping us from doing it again?